victim's family after their heartbreaking loss. Plus, there's a lot of uncertainty for travelers this Thanksgiving, why AAA predicts more Texans will hit the roads this holiday season. And a beloved November tradition is here. We're live from St. Mark's with all the details on today's chili supper and bazaar. How the money raised goes right back into the community. 12 News Daybreak on 12 News Plus starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with us here on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark is off this week. It is now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather. Taking a live look now at the skies of downtown Beaumont, where it's reading 65 degrees, almost 30 degrees warmer than Monday, Tuesday, Jeff?
Yeah, we were back in the 30s, yeah. But I think that number's a little warm. We're generally into the 50s right now, but still well above where we were at the beginning of the week. Tia is right. Temperatures right now at 54 through Jasper and Kirbyville, 53 in Beaumont at the airport west of town, 59 in Port Arthur, 57 in Orange and Silsbee, and then 58 in Woodville. Like I said, that number's a little high there, but you can see the sun's coming up on a beautiful Thursday morning. A lightweight jacket probably is the ideal thing for this morning, but by this afternoon, you can throw that jacket out as we'll see temperatures right around 80 degrees. So we'll be well above normal. Normal being about 73 for this time of year. Partly cloudy skies. We'll see a little bit of a south wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. What we need, and I know we got the weekend coming up. The weekend should be fine, but what we need is some rainfall across Southeast Texas. We could see some of that maybe towards the middle of next week. We'll be talking about that coming up in a full forecast.
Y'all heard that. He said Tia is right. That's a smart man. All right, switching gears. A Beaumont family is one step closer to getting some closure after a grand jury indicted the man accused of killing 19-year-old Jasmine Batiste. 48-year-old Legionnaire Stevenson is charged with intoxication manslaughter. Authorities say he hit Batiste's car head-on in September on Washington Boulevard after admitting to having a few drinks. 12 News sat down with Jasmine's great aunt, who says she wants justice. Here's Ebony Coleman with more.
I said only the grace of God would have saved her in that vehicle.
The family of 19-year-old Jasmine Batiste continues to grieve her loss after she was killed in a car crash. It happened on September 14th along Washington Boulevard. Police say 48-year-old Legionnaire Stevenson got behind the wheel after drinking. He was indicted for intoxication manslaughter Wednesday.
No, I blame him because you have choices. You have choices. You know, you don't drink and drive. It's too many people losing their lives to drunk drivers.
Sharon Cooper, Jasmine's great aunt, says when she got the call about the accident, she thought it was a dream.
Her brother Travis' fiance called and said, come to the Masonic Temple. And I'm like, why am I going to the Masonic Temple? It happened right in front of the Masonic Temple.
12 News spoke to her father, Reginald Batiste, the day after the crash.
Your child is supposed to bury you, but when you have to bury your child, it's a whole different thing. It's not something that you think that's going to happen to you.
He said Jasmine was a great sister and mother to her 3-year-old son, Bryson.
Hard worker, really outgoing, she's a really outgoing person. She would always want to work, always wanted to work. She'd come to work with me sometimes.
Now the Batiste family is focusing on keeping Jasmine's memory alive as they fight for justice.
I would like to see him get the 20 years because, once again, she was 19 when she died. She turned 22 weeks later. For her baby's sake, he's 3. He had to grow up without his mom.
Right now, Stevenson is sitting in the Jefferson County Jail while working to learn his bond amount. Cooper says Jasmine's father is now raising his grandson. Now to Power City News. Community members in Cheek want to talk with elected officials about ExxonMobil's Rose CCS project in West Jefferson County. The company wants to capture carbon dioxide from industrial facilities in Mid-County, then transport it through an 18-mile pipeline to 3 injection sites. It would then be stored thousands of feet underground. In a letter from the Cheek, Texas Community Association, neighbors said they're worried about pipeline ruptures and explosions and contaminated drinking water. But ExxonMobil says the technology is safe and proven. The association is asking Beaumont officials, Jefferson County Commissioner, State Representative Christian Manuel, and Senator Ted Cruz to come to a meeting so they can voice their concerns. It'll be held on November 17th at Martin DePorres Hall from 6 to 8. Happening today, the McFadden Ward House is inviting the public to a free lecture tonight. Maritime archaeologist, TV host, and author James Delgado will present Lost, Unknown, and Then Found, the Great Museum of the Sea. He'll share stories from decades of undersea exploration, including his work on historic shipwrecks like the Titanic and the USS Arizona. It starts at 6:30 in the Visitor Center Lecture Hall on Calder Avenue. Also happening today, a real treat in Beaumont, the St. Mark's Chili Supper and Bazaar. The annual event is not only a feast, it's a way to get the community together for a good cause. 12 News reporter Derek Jones live in downtown Beaumont. Derek, have you gotten a chance to taste that chili just yet?
Hey Tia, no, I have not had a chance to taste the chili just yet. They're still preparing it for the supper and lunch that's happening later today. And right now we're just waiting for those preparations to be finished. And I'm here with April Serchowitz, who is the promotions coordinator.
Yes.
And could you tell me a little bit about the Chili Supper Bazaar? I'm from Indiana. This is my first time here in Southeast Texas for this event. Could you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So this is our 84th year serving Christ community in Chile. Most importantly in there is serving community. And that's the whole goal of our Chili Supper. All the proceeds we raise all goes to nonprofit grants and within our community. And so I think it's more important than ever that these nonprofits, they need our help. A couple that people might be aware of, CASA, Meals on Wheels, that serves seniors. These are all so important. Some other place that also serves our population. These are the funds they use to serve our community and help one another. So it's really not only a bowl of chili you're buying or some frozen chili or shopping at our bazaar, but it's really helping out your fellow neighbor.
And then regarding proceeds and those that benefit the small charitable organizations, how much did you guys earn last year in those proceeds?
Yeah, so between here and our treasure house, which is our thrift store, we fundraised $77,000 last year. And so we open up applications after the supper and usually after the beginning of the year. And those nonprofits, they apply for those grants and show that they are a nonprofit. And we truly award based on need. And so that's $77,000 of proceeds. We only took a little back to start cooking the chili next year. And it's really, all of this is volunteers. This is all our congregation volunteers that come in within the community to help. We would love everyone to come down. If you don't want to walk or you have to park out kind of far, we'll have golf carts going and we'll come pick you up and bring you to the door so you can get your serving of chili.
Thank you so much, Ms. Serkowitz.
Thank you.
So if you guys are wanting to get a bowl of chili, they're serving lunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and dinner from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. here at St. Mark's Episcopal Church. Derek Jones, 12 News. How's it going to you?
Okay, Derek, so question for you. Do you like beans in your chili or do you prefer the chili without the beans?
I grew up with beans in my chili, so I don't know if it's really chili without the beans. So I have to say, you gotta have beans in the chili. Gotta have beans.
Okay, I just wanted to see how you was rolling. Now I see. I ain't eating your beans or your chili with them beans. All right, thanks, Derek. Well, get ready to feel the boot. Beaumont firefighters will hit the streets this weekend, boots in hand, to raise money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. The money they collect will help those living with muscular dystrophy and ALS. You'll see them collecting donations at intersections across the city this Friday through Sunday. It's part of a long-standing tradition that brings Beaumont together for a great cause. Across Texas this morning, Chick-fil-A up to something new. They're trying to level up its sandwich game, testing out chicken and waffle sandwiches in certain cities right now, including San Antonio. It has crispy chicken sandwiched between warm maple waffles and topped with smoked bacon. And there's a breakfast and a lunch version. So basically, it's an all-day option. If you're in San Antonio, you can grab the limited edition sandwich from December 1st to January 24th. I want to try it. I hope they make its way to Beaumont so we can see what it's all about. The world's largest cruise ship is coming to Texas. Royal Caribbean is sending the Icon of the Seas to Galveston starting in August of 2027. The floating city weighs more than 250,000 tons and can carry over 10,000 people, guests and crew combined. The Icon will sail for 6- and 8-night trips across the Western Caribbean and later make stops at Royal Caribbean's Perfect Day, Mexico. It's a water park that's opening in late 2027. The move is part of Galveston's massive cruise boom. And there's still a lot of uncertainty for travelers this Thanksgiving despite the end to the government shutdown. Flights are still being delayed or even canceled. That's why AAA expects more people will drive to their destinations this year. Jaleesa Garza with our sister station in Houston has some more.
People are already looking at alternatives like car rentals and trains. AAA Texas expects for more drivers to hit the roadways this Thanksgiving holiday, but more drivers on the road puts an even bigger emphasis on safety.
We're encouraging people to make sure that they get their vehicles ready for that long road trip to prevent a roadside breakdown.
AAA Texas and law enforcement are also reminding drivers about Texas slow down, move over law. It requires motorists to move over one lane or slow down 20 miles below the speed limit when passing any vehicle with flashing lights, including police, firefighters, EMTs, tow operators, and MAP trucks.
That about 36% of drivers don't slow down and don't move over, and that is putting many lives at risk out there at the side of the road. We know that last year 46 roadside rescuers were killed at the highway.
Corey Larson has been a tow truck driver for about 10 years. He's had several close calls, including one while helping a driver who hit a ladder on the road.
The ladder was still out on the road and people were swerving around it, and someone wasn't paying attention, an 18-wheeler, and locked the brakes up and started to slide almost into us, and at the last minute veered away.
Thankfully, no one was hurt, but he still has this message for drivers.
Really pay attention to the beacon lights. I mean, when you see that, slow down, move over. We have a family to go home to, and we're just there trying to help.
Next week, AAA Texas will release their official Thanksgiving travel forecast, where we'll be able to get an even bigger idea of just how many people plan to hit the road this Thanksgiving holiday. Reporting in West Houston, Jaleesa Garza, KHOU 11 News.
Still ahead, a look at the aftermath in rural Jasper County after a wildfire tore through 56 acres earlier this week. The threats that still exist due to weather conditions. Plus, a holiday staple returns and a teaser trailer that'll take you back to 2006. Your trending news up next.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Pretty nice start out there this morning. There has been a little bit of patchy fog around. You can kind of see some of that in our view from the Horseman's Western Store on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. As we look downtown towards the port of Beaumont, just seeing lots of sunshine there. A few clouds out there, but that's what we'll see through the afternoon. Some partly cloudy skies, not looking too bad from Packer the Prairie in our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. 65 seems a little warm to me. Most temperatures right now are into the 50s. Humidity at 89%. Winds out of the east at about 3. And as we take a look at satellite, not much going on. A few clouds of parts of the Texas Panhandle. We have some clouds along the coast, but hard to pick those up a little bit. But nothing on radar, not expecting anything for today as we work our way through the 70s late this morning. We'll get up into the lower 80s for a few hours today. It's going to be kind of like what we saw yesterday, partly cloudy, lower 80s. Then we fall back into the 70s through most of the first part of the evening. And then late in the evening, we'll see 60s. Towards tomorrow morning, we'll see temperatures back into the 50s, maybe a few lower 60s here around the triangle. So forecast for today, just partly cloudy. We'll see south winds at 5 to 10 and temperatures anywhere from the upper 70s near the coast to some lower 80s as you get inland. And then for tonight, look for numbers right there into the middle 50s towards the lakes. Once you get south of I-10, we could see a few lows right near 60 degrees for tomorrow, but still not too bad out there. We'll see a little bit of a southeasterly wind about 3 to 8. Of course, no rain expected going through the overnight. As we check our 7-day forecast, we'll see temperatures climbing up to around 80 degrees on Friday, and then 82 on Saturday and Sunday, 83. So outdoor plans this weekend, I don't think you'll have any problems out there, just partly cloudy skies. It's going to be warm. The mornings are going to be nice and mild, so pretty good weekend weather-wise as we head towards Monday and Tuesday. A little bit warmer, temperatures around 84 on Tuesday, and then we bring our lone rain chance into the forecast, and that's going to be on Wednesday. We'll just go about a 30% chance of, or 20% chance of a couple of showers on Wednesday. That's not going to be much at all. Maybe a couple places getting 1/10 of an inch of rain, something like that. There is some hope. Some of the longer range computer models showing maybe towards the end of next week. We could see a better chance for some measurable rainfall across the area, but we'll have to wait and see as we get a little bit closer to those days.
I'll tell you the silver lining to those low 80s, crawfish, they won't freeze. You know, every time it gets cold, they're like, oh, crawfish may be small this season because that freeze. If we stay a little bit like this,
you and your crawfish,
we get our massive crawfish all season.
Well, we've got a long way to go to get through the winter. We got December, January, February, all those months could get cold.
Okay, well, don't speak
They all could freeze.
There you go.
I
showed everybody on Facebook yesterday who the real bully is here. You've been exposed, brother. All right. The northern lights lit up the skies across southeast Texas, the past 2 months. These pictures are from Ann Burroughs in Jasper. The aurora put on a real show with different hues of reds and blues. Burnt and muddy woods are all that's left this morning after a fire tore through 56 acres in rural Jasper County Tuesday. The wildfire threat remains high right now due to high winds, low humidity, and dry grass and brush. 12 News reporter Daniela Tawada-Palau spoke to first responders about the tough conditions they faced this week.
What you see behind me is what is left after a brush fire tore 56 acres here in Jasper County. Several fire departments and the Texas A&M Forest Service worked hours to knock it down.
We had a fire about 4 o'clock yesterday that we got called to. came out with one dozer, ended up needing a couple more.
That is Reagan Busby. She's a forester with the Texas A&M Forest Service. Her team was called to help Tuesday with the fire near County Road 826 in rural Jasper County.
As we were pulling up, I made the decision to call the second D5 dozer.
She said it was a fire that needed even more muscle.
And once we saw the fire activity on the front of the head, I decided to call the D6.
Lieutenant Chad Ainsworth with the Jasper County Sheriff's Office was also at the scene Tuesday. He said the conditions made the fire tougher for the volunteer firefighters and the Forest Service to fight.
With the wind, the cooler temperatures, everything is so dry. You have dead brush laying in the area, so that allows the fire to spread a lot easier.
Conditions Busby said first responders were already prepared for.
We knew that there was a chance that we'd be having a pretty active day, so we were definitely prepared.
Lieutenant Ainsworth urges residents to take the burn ban seriously.
We really want folks to understand just how dangerous it is right now to have an outdoor fire, because it will get away from you.
While the burn ban is in place, the Sheriff's Office says anyone caught burning outdoors could face a Class C misdemeanor and a fine up to $500.
We are writing citations, and we can escalate that if necessary.
Jasper County officials say they are still investigating the origin of the fire. In Jasper County, Daniela Tuatapalau, 12 News.
All right, coffee lovers, this is not a drill. Starbucks Red Cup Day is here. If you order from a list of handcrafted holiday beverages today, get a free limited edition 16-ounce reusable red cup. I was on social media and I've already seen people posting their red cups. This offer is available while supplies last at participating locations. And according to the Starbucks website, the design is inspired by, quote, the little moment of magic you feel when you step into a Starbucks from the cold outside. But a heads up, workers in at least 25 cities are planning to strike today, so get it while the getting's good. Thanks to Ricola, you can now take care of your sore throat in style. The Swiss brand is now offering scarves infused with essential oils that mimic Ricola's signature herbal alpine smell. They come in 2 different aromas, lemon balm, mint, and peppermint. There's even a secret pocket to stash your cough drops. The scarves will be up for sale on the Ricola website starting Wednesday for a limited run. The big question is, how much do they cost? 20th Century Studios released a teaser trailer for The Devil Wears Prada 2 yesterday. Check it out.
Miranda? Took you long enough.
Meryl Streep returns as Miranda, and Anne Hathaway is back as Andy in the follow-up to the beloved 2006 film. Other returning cast members for the much-anticipated movie include Emily Blunt and Stanley Tucci. The Devil Wears Prada 2 hits theaters May 1st. 7:22 is your time right now. Jeff Gerber will be back with a look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back, everyone. The city of Nome and ExxonMobil spent yesterday honoring first responders during a luncheon. The event recognized firefighters, deputies, and EMS crews who answer calls in and around Nome. During the luncheon, Mayor Carrie Abney presented an award of appreciation to Jefferson County Sheriff Zena Stevens, a gesture to highlight her dedication and service. Organizers say the event is all about giving back to those who protect and serve.
Maybe a lightweight jacket at the bus stop this morning. It's a little bit cool. Temperatures back in the 50s. We'll see a warm recess, so it's 78 warm also on the way home with temperatures in the lower 80s for today. Along the coast, a southeasterly wind at 5 to 10 knots, so seas about 2 feet. Just a light chop on the inland lakes and bays for today. We have one high tide coming up this morning at 9:56 and then one late tonight just before midnight at 11:47. Our sunrise was at 6:40, so a little less than an hour ago. Our sun sets at 5:21. Right now at Texas Point, southeasterly winds. We're going to see water temperatures right around 70 degrees today.
Coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, we're live from St. Mark's in downtown Beaumont with a preview of today's chili supper and bazaar. Plus, the details being revealed after new Epstein emails are released, how the White House is responding and insisting there's no evidence that President Trump knew about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. And the government shutdown has taken a toll on federal workers who've gone without paychecks since October 1st. The suggested steps from experts to recover financially. And you're 27, we will be right back with more news and weather in just a few minutes. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on 12 News Daybreak. On 12 News Plus, I'm Tia Johnson. Mark is off this week. Your time now 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. DPS has identified the mail truck driver who died in a deadly crash near Kuntz Tuesday. It happened at the intersection of highways 69 and 327. Investigators say Chase Soigné ran a stop sign before crashing into a pickup truck. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. The search for a father in the Trinity River has ended. 53-year-old William Poff's body was recovered just days after his son and the boy's friend drowned. He tried to rescue them after their kayak overturned. The San Jacinto County Sheriff calling it an unimaginable tragedy. LifeShare needs blood, platelets, and plasma and is offering $15 vouchers for a turkey or ham to those who donate. The center says donations tend to drop this time of year, and they hope the promotion will help keep local hospitals stocked during the holidays. Transitioning now to take a live look outside, looking at the skies of orange. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber has the forecast.
And it's a nice cool start out there this morning. We're seeing temperatures generally middle to upper 50s across southeast Texas. The cool spot is Municipal Airport west of town here in Beaumont 53. Then the warm spot is in Orange and also Port Arthur at 59. Not too far behind that is Woodville at 58, then 54 in Jasper, 56 in Kirbyville, and 57 in Silsbee. Outside, we're looking out towards the port of Beaumont, or Packer LaPrade camera, as the sun's coming up on this Thursday morning, looking pretty good across the area. Just have a few clouds here and there. We'll see those throughout the day. Temperatures climb from the upper 60s by 9 a.m. to the upper 70s at lunchtime, and then we'll just get to the lower 80s for a few hours this afternoon. I think most of the afternoon will be into the middle to upper 70s. So it's pretty comfortable out there. We'll have south winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rain chances not in the forecast through the weekend, so outdoor plans this weekend look fine. Next week, we do see a small chance of rain. We'll look at that coming up in weather.
Thank you, Jeff. A Jefferson County grand jury has indicted a man in connection to a deadly crash that killed a 19-year-old mother. Investigators say 48-year-old Legionnaire Stevenson was driving drunk when he crashed head-on into Jasmine Baptiste's car back in September on Washington Boulevard. Baptiste died at the scene. Court documents show Stevenson admitted to having a few drinks. And now to across the nation, longtime civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson was hospitalized. The 84-year-old is being treated for progressive supranuclear palsy, a brain disease that affects walking, balance, eye movements, and swallowing. The Rainbow Push Coalition confirmed the news overnight, saying Jackson is under observation. The Rainbow Push Coalition, which Jackson co-founded in 1971, says Jackson was diagnosed with PSP back in April, after doctors originally thought he had Parkinson's. The organization says the family would appreciate all prayers at this time. Now to the case of sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and the new emails released. The White House insisting there's no evidence that President Trump knew about Epstein's crimes. ABC's Victor Oquendo has the latest.
New details emerging from the more than 20,000 newly released documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, some mentioning President Trump. In email exchanges with a New York Times reporter in 2015, Epstein suggesting reporters ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and he was so focused, he walked straight into the door. And there was this exchange in 2018 with someone whose name has been redacted. That person writing, "They're really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can to do that." Epstein replying, "It's wild because I am the one able to take him down."
Congratulations, you're now a member of 119th Congress.
Just moments after being sworn in yesterday, Arizona Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva became the 218th and final signature needed on a petition to force a vote on releasing all of the Epstein files.
Justice cannot wait another day.
Speaker Mike Johnson now saying the House will vote on the issue. Opponents worry about protecting the privacy of the victims.
We're going to put that on the floor for a full vote next week.
In an attempt to stop the petition, top White House and Justice Department officials attempted to pressure Congresswoman Lauren Boebert into removing her name from it, meeting with her in the Situation Room, but her name stayed on the petition.
The Department of Justice has not turned over anything of consequence. None of it relates to the types of evidence that would reveal the co-conspirators or others who were involved. That's why the discharge petition is so important.
Earlier in the day, House Democrats releasing emails obtained from the Epstein estate. Those emails include a 2011 exchange between Epstein and his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. Epstein writing the quote, "Dog that hasn't barked is Trump," adding one of his victims spent hours with Trump at Epstein's home, but that Trump has never once been mentioned. Maxwell replying, "I have been thinking about that." House Republicans and the White House identifying the victim as Virginia Giuffre, who once worked at Trump's spa at Mar-a-Lago. Giuffre said she never saw Trump do anything inappropriate. She died by suicide earlier this year. Trump and Epstein were friends for more than a decade. After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said he hadn't spoken to him in 15 years. He insists he broke off the friendship when he learned Epstein and Maxwell were luring away female staffers who worked at Mar-a-Lago. In a 2019 email to author Michael Wolff, Epstein writing, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever." Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Victor Okendo, ABC News, New York.
President Trump has signed legislation to end the government shutdown, putting an end to the longest shutdown in U.S. history. The president moved quickly after House members passed the funding bill yesterday, already passed by the Senate. Democrats were holding out for more health care benefits, but Monday, 8 members of the Democratic caucus joined Republicans to end the nearly 8-week filibuster. Republicans promised to hold a vote in the Senate to extend health care subsidies by December. Some agencies have said furloughed workers can expect to return to work today. The legislation will fund the government through January 30th, though the FAA says it could take days for air travel to return to normal. The government shutdown has taken a toll on federal workers who've gone without paychecks since October 1st. And whether it's a shutdown, unemployment, or any loss of income, experts say it's key to take smart steps to recover. Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
By law, federal agencies have to pay workers retroactively and quickly. For example, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said air traffic controllers would see about 70% of their back pay within 48 hours of the shutdown's end. But for any household that endures a long financial hardship, experts say certain items should take priority when paychecks start coming back in.
An interruption in income can happen for any number of reasons.
It might not be because it was anything you did. You could have been a victim of the shutdown, or maybe you got divorced. There are all kinds of situations that can cause you to get into debt.
And once paychecks resume, experts say to take stock of the situation before making any money moves.
You want to look at what your expenses are, if those have changed over the time that you haven't had income. And you also want to see, maybe most importantly, what you currently owe. So if you've paused payments on loans or on utility bills, you want to see, how far back you are and how much you need to do to catch up.
Personal finance expert Beverly Harzog advises reaching out to lenders about options, especially for credit card debt, which tends to carry higher interest. She says those with good credit may be able to make a balance transfer to pare down payments.
With a balance transfer credit card, you could get a 0% APR, anywhere from 12 to, I've seen about 21 months lately. And you can transfer your debt to that card and then pay it down monthly, interest-free during that trial period.
Elizabeth Ayula, co-host of NerdWallet's Smart Money podcast, says once households regroup from one crisis, it's important to financially reposition in case it happens again.
As we've seen with the current shutdown and financial hardships, emergency funds are so important.
Households that want to get a jump on rebuilding emergency savings and paying down debt, Ayula says, might even consider a temporary side hustle to boost incoming funds.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Happening in Southeast Texas today, a real treat in Beaumont, the St. Mark's Chili Supper and Bazaar. The annual event is not only a feast, it's a way to get the community together for a good cause. 12 News reporter Derek Jones has been there all morning speaking with organizers about what we can expect. Hey, Derek.
Hey T, I'm here inside the kitchen at St. Mark's Episcopal Church. The beans are smelling amazing this morning, and I'm here with the head chef, Charles Teal. And Charles, could you tell me a little bit about the ingredients that go into this chili?
It's got ground beef, onion, tomatoes, and then a very unique spice, St. Mark's chili spice that you can only get it here.
Only get it here. Okay, gotcha. And then how long have you been volunteering for the chili supper?
I've been with it for about 20 years now.
20 years? Yeah. And then what draws you back each time?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I get to work with a lot of great people, everybody pulling together and very dedicated to some wonderful causes in the community.
And then over here, I see the beans and everything. How long does it take you guys to prepare the chilies for the supper that's going on today?
Well, the chili has been cooked over the last about 12 weeks. We cooked starting in early August, or late August rather, every Tuesday for several weeks there. And so all that's being served today.
Gotcha. And then what are some ways that people are able to pay for the chili in advance, or if they're not able to participate in the eating of the chili, how can they still support?
Well, there's a couple of different ways. Of course, tickets are $20 for adults, $10 for children. You can buy on our website, stmarkschili.com, or you can come by at the door. That's for both lunch and dinner. You can also do takeout or dine in with those tickets. There's also frozen chili that we sell as pints and corks, so we'll sell that while those supplies last. And then, of course, there's the bazaar, and that opens up at 10 o'clock today and runs until 7 p.m. A lot of wonderful vendors over there. A lot of people like to go do their Christmas shopping over there this time of year. So definitely a way to help support St. Mark's there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Teal, for joining me.
Absolutely.
And if you guys are looking to get a bowl of chili, they'll be serving lunch from 11 to 2 p.m. and supper from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. here at St. Mark's Episcopal Church. Tia?
A lot of hard work behind the scenes. Thank you so much for that report, Derek. Coming up, a chance to voice your opinions. The meeting TxDOT is having today to discuss updates on Highway 105 in Sour Lake. And still ahead, from healing to finish lines, the incredible story of a Southeast Texas man with cerebral palsy who now competes as a pushroom racer.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Waking up to some cool temperatures and just a few clouds out there. You can see right here from our 12 News studio looking down on I-10. Good things going along pretty smoothly this morning. Usually we kind of see a little bit of a backup, but it looks like okay for right now. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network, and traffic is going along pretty smoothly there. Temperatures in the 50s. We're showing 61 right now in Orange, 59 in Port Arthur, and then 57 through Silsbee, Beaumont, and Jasper. Starting to warm up just a little bit. 58 in Woodville, and then 56 right now in Kirbyville. As we check satellite radar, nothing really showing up on radar. It's very quiet out there, and we have a few clouds on satellite. That's about it. We'll see basically the same type of forecast through the next several days, where it's going to be quiet weather pattern. We won't really see any rain, and temperatures going to continue to be warm. Every day we'll see temperatures about 80 to maybe up to 83, 84 as we head towards the beginning of next week. For today, we'll go about 80. Temperatures climbing to about 80 during the middle part of the afternoon. Most of the afternoon we'll see temperatures in the upper 70s. We'll see 60s through the evening tonight, and then eventually towards tomorrow morning we'll see a lot of 50s, but I think a few 60s down towards the coast. I-10 southward, we'll see temperatures drop to about 60 degrees. So here's what it looks like. Partly cloudy skies, south winds at about 5 to 10 today, and you can see those lower 80s here around the triangle, and maybe a few 81s, 82s as you head up towards places like Jasper, Woodville for later on today, and then some upper 70s towards the coast. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, very quiet out there. Temperature's going to be once again driving back down into those 50s, a lot of middle 50s towards the lakes, upper 50s on inland parts of southeast Texas, and then we'll see some 60s here right around the triangle to start off tomorrow morning. Still very comfortable if you're out tomorrow morning. Need to head out in the boat or just doing some walking or something like that tomorrow morning. Should be pretty comfortable with southeasterly winds at about 3 to 8, maybe a little bit on the cool side for some. As we look at our 7-day forecast, those temperatures remain in the 80s all the way through Wednesday of next week. Morning lows will be generally into the lower to middle 60s. Really not much of a chance of rain. Weekend looks fine if we're outdoor plans. Don't have to worry about the threat of any rain. But there is a small chance of rain as we head towards Wednesday of next week, and we're talking 20%. So
it's going to go away again.
We'll see. It seems like every day it gets pushed back and back and back. So
just goes to show what weather changes so much, you know.
Everywhere you go, I always hear the phrase they say, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute, wait 5 minutes and it'll change. And a lot of people say, well, you know, that's here and there and there. I hear it everywhere. I've worked in California, the Midwest. Everybody says that.
I ain't never heard that.
You never?
Never.
Well,
So you just saying
you need to open your ears.
Oh,
listen.
okay.
Listen.
But listen to this, bye. Just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. Check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. TxDOT wants to improve Highway 105 through a narrow section between Bevel Oaks and Sour Lake, and the agency needs your input. The improvements include raised medians, median openings for turn lanes, and a sidewalk. Officials will be gathering feedback on the project through the middle of December. There's an in-person meeting happening today. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. at Sour Lake Elementary. If you can't make it, an online version will be available through December 15th. This will give neighbors a chance to learn more, review project plans, and ask questions about the proposed improvements. The Port Arthur Economic Development Corporation's Small Business Series continues with planning and registering your business. These free monthly workshops are designed to empower aspiring and existing entrepreneurs, offering resources and connections to help grow their businesses. Participants will learn about legal structures, business registration, necessary licenses, and how to create a lean, effective business plan. Each session features experienced local entrepreneurs sharing their knowledge and lessons learned.
We have built a panel of local entrepreneurs and small business owners that each bring a unique perspective to this session. We hope that the attendees will be able to gather information and relate to some of the experiences, challenges, and opportunities that the panelists have faced and be able to apply that in their own operations.
There are a lot of other workshops coming up. They're listed right on your screen. The next one will be December 11th. All meetings are held at the Press Building from 6 to 7:30 p.m. 7:49 right now. A Southeast Texas athlete is proving strength and determination turn obstacles into opportunities. Ray Stelly is pushing past his limits and inspiring others along the way. The Hampshire Fannett native is battling cerebral palsy, but what started as a challenge is now a race to the finish line. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato has more.
I am my own tougher competitor. Once I realized that, it was pretty much game on.
For Ray Stelly, racing isn't just about finishing first, but showing what he's capable of.
I'm a push rim and mobility impaired runner from 5K to half marathon, but my story really began back in middle school.
The Hampshire Finette native had to learn how to walk again after having surgery for his cerebral palsy.
Walked into the operation, rolled out, ended up having to spend the next 3.5 years learning how to re-walk again. And since then, it's been from powerlifting to marathons.
But determination would push Stelly through his setbacks.
It was about 6 months into it that I ended up making the transition from from mobility impaired running to push rim, and did that for about 3 years, and then the last 2 years have been mobility impaired running.
Running is more than just a competition. It's about finding connection with his mother, who passed away.
There were a few stories she used to tell me about when she was going through high school, about her track experiences, and that was the first sport that I thought of whenever I wanted to stay close to her memory.
Stelly says the biggest challenge isn't on the track.
Biggest challenge is actually just getting out the door. It's not gonna happen overnight.
In January, Stelly will head to the Aramco Half Marathon in Houston, where he hopes to beat his personal best of 4 hours and 9 minutes. When Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush hour.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his co-workers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It is 7:54. It's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Jefferson County Grand Jury has indicted LaJanera Stevenson in connection to a deadly crash that killed 19-year-old mother Jasmine Batiste. Investigators say Stevenson was driving drunk when he crashed head-on into Batiste's car back in September on Washington Boulevard. She died at the scene. Court documents show Stevenson admitted to having a few drinks. St. Mark's Chili Supper and Bazaar happening today. The church is located in downtown Beaumont on Calder Avenue. You can have chili for lunch from 11 to 2 or dinner from 5 to 7. The bazaar will last from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tickets are $20 for adults and $10 for kids. The money raised today will go right back into the community. Beaumont firefighters will hit the streets this weekend to raise money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association during their Feel the Boot campaign. The money will help those living with muscular dystrophy and ALS. You'll see them collecting donations at intersections across the city this Friday through Sunday.
And if you like today, you're going to like the next several days, as we'll see highs in the lower 80s, partly cloudy skies, dry conditions with south winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We do see a chance of rain. That's going to be very late in our 7-day forecast. Matter of fact, on the 7th day, they're at 20%, maybe a couple of showers here and there. We're going to kind of hold steady in the lower 80s through the next 7 days.
Port Arthur ISD is highlighting 5 seniors in Memorial High School's CTE real estate program. The students started internships with the City of Port Arthur and the Port of Port Arthur. The district says these programs give students real-world experience and they're getting paid for their work. Congratulations to all of them. A great head start at, the world of real estate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching Daybreak on 12 News Plus. We'll be back here at 11 a.m. for midday.
Have a great day, everybody.